If you're a writer, the dream is to write an amazing book. As a mountaineer, as a climber, climbing a new route is like you live something that represents you in the place you love.
And this is not coming from an ego point of view. This is coming from a curiosity point of view. I want to see what I am really capable of.
The idea of a new route on an 8,000 meter peak without oxygen, I think there's like an audaciousness to it. It has to take like a deep-seated belief in oneself.
You do have to believe certain things about yourself in order to achieve your highest goals. The person you are internally needs to rise to the occasion of the person you want to be. At this level, the consequence is not failure. The consequence is death.
On the north side of Mount Everest, Topo and Cory started seeing these big couloirs that sit right above ABC.
We saw the line that we want to climb now. We were like, dude, we should do that thing.
I think we could count them on one hand or maybe two hands the number of climbers who, if they told us they were going to go do that, we would think like, yeah, that makes sense. Topo is on the first hand of people I think is capable of that. As well as being a climbing partner of mine and co-expedition leader within Alpenglow Expedition. He's kind of the go-to guide for all the biggest, hottest mountains in the world.
Finding someone like Cory who's willing to do this with me makes me very fortunate and grateful.
I've said I wanted to climb an 8,000 meter peak in winter, I wanted to climb Everest without oxygen, and I wanted to do a new route on an 8,000 meter peak. I've done two of them, and this is the third one.
In 2019, Topo and Cory came to attempt this incredible couloir.
There's vanity in it. There's all sorts of ego in it.
Something like that is probably going to take years of preparation and training and probably a series of failures. They worked really hard but didn't ultimately get that high on the route.
Cory,
what have you heard about China closing the mountain again?
it's still like 50-50, like it's nothing assured.
I mean, it's fucked up.
Because I'm slowly starting to wrap my head around what it would feel like if tomorrow we get the call that it's not happening. And
I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, it's frustrating thinking on like, well, another year and like 14 more months to get fitter, but also like if we don't go, we'll just do something else and look like continue moving towards Everest, right?
Yeah. All right.
we'll figure something out.
I just wanna go climb it,
no,
you know?
Cory and Topo, I think, felt ready to go back for a second attempt on Everest. But, of course, COVID shut down all of Mount Everest. Cory and Topo were left with a decision of like, well, if they can't go to the north side of Everest, what to do?
As Everest was taken off the table, we've recalibrated and chosen this other objective on Dhaulagiri.
Dhaulagiri is this
crazy prominent peak. It's almost like if you had the north face of the Eiger, and then on top of this, a crazy long ridge.
People joke that it almost sits in this like Bermuda Triangle area of Nepal that gets way more snow than the other 8,000 meter peaks. When I think of Dhaulagiri, the first thing I think of is avalanche risk.
One day before base camp, there's been a landslide. Big enough to be concerning for the mules or the horses. I mean, the horses are probably not concerned.
The road washed.
Like, exactly,
That's
in
what's
the middle
funny.
of nowhere, right?
A road to the middle of nowhere.
It's hard. It's hard to just trust and flow, but then I think it's the best way to do things in life.
Carla is my partner in life. She's my partner in climbing too. Oftentimes, a team of 3 is much safer than a team of 2.
Carla is this quiet, confident force. You see her doing her thing and you know that she's doing it out of passion, and she has so much humility and so much grace.
She's one of the handful of women who have ever climbed Everest and K2 without oxygen.
I was really impressed by her.
She is undoubtedly one of the strongest female 8,000 meter climbers out there.
La vida en las montañas me ha dado tanto. Yo con las vivencias de las montañas siento que la vida tiene todo el sentido.
Topo and Carla, they are a couple that they share a lot of dreams, and their partnership is very adventure-based. It's very expedition-based.
Muchas veces él entrena, yo trabajo para que él pueda ir, y cuando es mi objetivo, él trabaja más y yo entreno más para mi objetivo. Y así nos vamos alternando.
¿Quieres hacer, mamá?
There are many things that have happened to us in the past that make us believe strongly that we have met each other in other lives.
Ha sido un proceso lindo de entender que estamos ahí para apoyarnos y aprender a decir, bueno, es tiempo de que brille el Topo, ahora es tiempo de que brille la Carla. Y dijimos, es tal vez momento de intentar ese sueño que hemos tenido por muchos años, que es abrir esta nueva ruta.
Climbing with Carla on this route and having 3 people, there's a sense of safety in 3 that is, I think, undeniable.
Part of the adventure that we chose here was having to do this on ourselves. Where to put the dome, where to put the personal tents. Got it?
Good.
This is just a dream route. I'm so excited and I'm so ready to go climb it.
Dhaulagiri had an interesting space in my mind because it was the last 8,000 meter peak to be climbed by this friend of mine, who's a mentor that I love a lot.
Tuvimos mucha suerte por ahí de conocer a Iván Vallejo, quien nos ayudó infinitamente.
Iván Vallejo is the first person from Ecuador to climb all 14,000 meter peaks. He's the 7th person in history to do this without oxygen.
Breaking into the big mountains, big mountain world, and not getting yourself killed, I think it's very difficult. There's no real path beyond having some luck and finding a mentor.
Porque yo había leído en una revista especializada de montaña que 3 chicos jovencitos ecuatorianos habían subido la pared sur de la Concagua. O sea, eso es como wow. Llamé a David Coral, amigo común, le digo, preséntame estos chicos.
It was like this superstar, like your hero. This is like one in a lifetime kind of opportunity. So that summer, we went to the Alps to climb with him. He was like, well guys, there are like 2 options. We either become good friends or we just don't like each other and we will never see each other again.
Pero solamente lo vas a saber yéndote a la expedición.
Iván fue la persona que sembró esa idea, esa semilla en mi corazón y mi cabeza de subir montañas altas, sin oxígeno.
Así que miren con el equipazo que tuve la suerte yo de escalar durante 10 años.
Sí, creo que una de las cosas que más nos enseñó el Iván en un aspecto como de trabajo en equipo o en general sobre un equipo es: tienes que ver gente muy buena alpinista, gente que escala bien, pero primero debes ser una buena persona.
Sorry, I'm not going.
You'll come next time.
Yeah. I've got a bad head cold. I think it's just from stress and mostly just stress.
We're just out here, like 30 minutes above base camp. We came to scout the base of the route, see what's the best line.
Me bajo.
Vamos a ver la tentada de ley.
Yeah.
So the thing is now, leave a cache of gear here and come back tomorrow to try more.
I saw the pictures of the route. It looks awesome. And I think you guys will do great on it. But I'm gonna go home.
Really? So you already decided that?
I'm gonna wait a few more days and see if this clears up and see how it feels.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I know I'm so fucking not in the right headspace is because the only exciting part is that I could die. That doesn't feel good.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty scary.
But that means also that Everest project is done.
Yeah. You know, the thing is, this is just so... You need to be so much into it.
Yeah.
Beyond, you know, like, just the desire.
I feel really bad.
You need to heal first what you have inside you, man.
Our team disintegrated in like the blink of an eye.
Cory reached a moment where it wasn't worth it anymore. I respect the hell out of him knowing that moment and owning it and saying, I am not meant to be there. I wish it hadn't happened in the middle of an expedition, but we don't get to control when those moments happen.
Topo de alguna forma había depositado ahora ya casi 3 años en el Cory. Y sí me duele un montón verle tan decepcionado, triste.
You poured so much into these trips, so much work on the front end, so much training.
We've been working towards this huge project that now it's just gone.
Most of us who have spent a lot of time with Cory have seen the incredible highs and Cory's incredible lows.
El momento que tú armas un equipo, este bienestar físico y emocional se tiene que trasladar al otro también. Él y yo tenemos que estar bien entrenados, él y yo tenemos que estar físicamente bien preparados, él y yo tenemos que estar emocionalmente listos.
Para él el abandono es una sensación que le cuesta mucho digerir. Topo contó, y doloroso en su vida fue que su padre le abandonara. Y le va a tomar su tiempo entender. Luego decidimos que lo mejor era hacer las paces con el Cory, darle un abrazo y decirle que lo mejor es que vaya a casa y sane lo que tenga que sanar para él y que todo bien.
Losing Cory, it essentially shut down the possibility of climbing the line they wanted to climb. The line didn't work with 2 people. It worked with 3 people. They were kind of screwed.
Ay, todo está en la mierda. Como que parecería que todo es así, como que el mundo se desbarata, ¿cachas? O sea, al final igual como tú dices, o sea, vinimos, bueno, con el plan de hacer la ruta, con el Cory, pero a la final estamos aquí y no sé qué opinas, o sea, igual darle, ¿no?
What it meant was all of a sudden having a base camp on the completely wrong side of the mountain.
Y después de que el Cory se fue, yo le dije, Topo, vamos a ver, ¿qué tal? Podemos subir tal vez la normal, no es fácil, también va a ser un gran desafío.
You kind of have to let it run its course and let that person feel the disappointment. There's not much you can say in a situation like that that makes it instantly better.
That day I was like, what the fuck I'm doing? I came to climb a new route on an 8,000 meter peak and now I'm getting my feet wet, walking from base camp to base camp. I was like just super frustrated for the whole situation.
Vinimos por una ruta nueva, pero ir a la clásica tampoco es un pelo de cochino. Como decimos, es algo súper complicado y que requiere mucho conocimiento y respeto a la montaña.
Carla just has the grit and the determination. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks or says.
Going from base camp to Camp 1 is really a little bit of a Russian roulette. You're crossing under huge pieces of ice that are just hanging above your head. You feel like the mountain is ready for betrayal.
En esta ocasión igual nos dimos cuenta que por más que nosotros nos apoyamos el uno al otro, necesitábamos más personas. I didn't see him like really happy in the normal route. He was walking, you know, open trail, doing things, but he was kind of without fire.
So, how is your plan now? What do you want to do?
We are thinking if to make 1 day rest or 2 days rest.
Yeah.
We went 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, 10 hours, and now
If I have to be honest with you guys, I'm so jealous. I'm like, yeah, because you know, the normal route is like, I mean, it's very dangerous, right?
Yes. It's dangerous.
But it's mostly walking.
Desde que se fue el Cory y fuimos a la ruta normal y él se hizo amigo de los chicos, de los rumanos, en parte yo creo que era porque en el fondo de su corazón y en su cabeza él pensaba, ya, hago cumbre aquí, bajo y me voy a la ruta noroeste con los chicos.
It must have been hard to even stay on the mountain. It must have felt so unfair to put so much in and not even get a chance.
Lo que él tiene de fuerte, tal vez yo tengo de otra fuerza del alma. Y unimos esas fuerzas y vamos lejos. Y ahí tú tienes esa capacidad de crear, de solucionar, de buscar otro plan.
We met this couple from Spain. They were the only team. They were trying without oxygen. They were unsupported.
Para el 11 subimos los 4 al campo 1.
They are really, really experienced people. I know in this team I'm not the strongest one, so I'm just following them and trying to learn as much as I can. A lot of snow, but still good. Still good.
De ser 2, tenemos la suerte de ser 4, pues para mí eso ha multiplicado la motivación, ha multiplicado las probabilidades de cumbre y ha multiplicado las ganas de estar escalando y trabajar duro para conseguir el objetivo.
Y los dos muy graciosos y de buen corazón, que es lo más importante en las montañas.
We're just about to start the fucked up part of the mountain. For the next 3 hours, we'll cross under so many seracs.
We're breaking trail with a shovel. It's like swimming upwards.
What you gonna do, Jonathan?
Climbing.
Topo and Carla, because they guide, they're constantly thinking about other people, thinking about what they're going through.
This is high altitude climbing. A lot of suffering, a lot of chocolate. Chocolate, please.
Aquí en el campo 1, con la Carlita y el Jonathan.
Hopefully we will get to spend the night in Camp 2 and touch 7,000 meters, but conditions are very rough.
That slab is not going to get better.
De aquí salimos a 7,500, son 1,000 metros.
Con estas condiciones hay que esperar por ahí una semana que cambie.
Descansar a muerte.
Best night of my life. Very cold, very windy. We have all these freezing over everything, and the only good thing is that I am with Topo. Pollito.
Oh my god. I don't know. It's horrible.
We were super smart yesterday because we came down. Today, when we wake up, it was just snowing and windy. Everything is good. We are here in base camp, resting. And in my personal case, I also sending good energy to my dad because he's sick with COVID, and he's not doing so bad, but he's definitely having a hard time. So yeah, just try to keep positive, sending good energy, hoping.
Una pregunta de cliché alrededor de los 14,8 miles. Y dicen, ¿cuál es la montaña más peligrosa? Y pienso en dos, el Dhaulagiri y el Kanchenjunga.
That much snow falling in 2 days, it was crazy. We had the hopes of finding our tent, but then the reality is like the whole tent is just destroyed, like absolutely destroyed by the weight of the snow. Every now and then, it's a real bummer, thinking like Cory's gone. But Carlita and I gained 2 new friends. The mountain takes away, the mountain gives, right?
Ahora hay que esperar mucho en la meteorología. Esperaría, Dios mediante, la ventana de cima para darlo todo. Depende mucho de las condiciones y depende también de nuestra salud.
My sinuses hurt like really bad. What is this?
Respira.
Hola.
Last night was hard. My sinuses were hurting like crazy. Thank you very much for sending me tea and things. Really appreciate it.
Our job, man.
But you do it with a lot of love, so I appreciate that too. Thank you, brother.
Yo nunca le he visto al topo tan feliz, encaminado hacia un sueño de vida tan grande como es el abrir la nueva ruta del Everest. Y de pronto se acabó. Afrontar eso y como solo seguir adelante y verlo como nuevas oportunidades, creo que ha sido algo que nos ha golpeado mucho, que nos ha costado mucho, pero que también nos ha mostrado que las posibilidades son infinitas. El meteorólogo nos había dicho que el 7 es un muy buen día.
Campo base para Topo, cambio.
De manera que si el gurú de la meteorología te dice que estar arriba, sin contemplación. Entonces, en resumen, hay que estar completamente listo, equipado y armado para ese único chance. ¿Que es emocionante? Sí. ¿Que es cruel? Sí. Pero esas son las reglas de juego y en el Dhaulagiri.
Todo no sé qué y está hecho mierda. Bueno, la gente está motivada con subir, pero tiene una prioridad, que es la salud. Entonces, yo creo que es entendible.
Sí.
Entonces, si esa gente que quiere subir está negativa de COVID y sigue con ganas de subir, pues habrá un intento cuando la montaña lo deje.
El mundo está con COVID aquí. Y si antes no querían subir por la nieve, ahora obviamente mucho menos.
Solo sentir que todo no se desbarata así en tu
Pero igual es hermoso también porque es como que todas las cosas se dan para justo estar solo todos en ese momento así.
Sí. Y no sé, solo disfrutar. Creo que pocas personas en el mundo tienen esa suerte, esa bendición de estar en esta posición que estamos.
We will be the only team trying to make it to the summit in this window. Just like we say in Spanish, we will go a muerte.
We want to arrive to Camp 2 today. Hopefully the snow will be good.
Being in the mountains kind of pushes everyone to their edge. It's where the worst and the best in people is brought out.
In the big mountains, like, you're not sleeping well, you're not eating well, your body is literally eating itself to survive. And that just beats on a person over weeks and weeks and weeks.
Camp 3, 7,300.
Nos vemos después.
Estoy cansada y quiero poder llegar mañana.
Headaches, nausea. Guy vomited like 4 times, I think. Somehow managed to fall asleep for a couple hours. And then Carlos like elbowing me like, are you feeling good too? We set off to climb.
Por no haber aclimatado bien, como haber topado varias veces 7000, sí sentimos la altura los dos. Mis pies se pusieron como unos bloques de hielo. Y en ese punto dije, si sigo y continúo con este cansancio, con este frío, con estas condiciones de la nieve, es muy probable que me congele los dedos de los pies. No quería jugármelas para luego que todo se convierta en una tragedia.
She recognized that Topo potentially had the ability to make the summit that day. Backing off early enough in the day to give that other person the opportunity to keep going, that's like the greatest gift to a partner, I think.
Topo, empodérate, toma tus riendas, a mí no me pasa nada y dale con valentía. No tengas miedo por mí y brilla. Y brilla para que ilumines otras vidas.
La maestría más grande está en los 8000, porque el estar sin tanque de oxígeno y sentirte vulnerable, sentirte lo poca cosa que eres, es un ejercicio de humildad extraordinario.
I was convinced that I was going to summit. No time for mistakes here. Full on focus mode. Kind of having a good time. I really miss Carla though. This would be perfect if she was here, but the brain's a little fucked up though. Slow, but at least the legs keep moving. Perfect wind slab.
We all know, especially when you're alone, to question like, wait, can I get away with it?
Maybe if you try a little below, a little above, closer to the rocks, farther to the rocks, and you realize I have progressed 10 meters in all these negotiations. Give me one reason to go up and I will ignore the 1,000 reasons to go down.
You're all alone when you're making those calls.
Ojalá el Topito llegue a la cima. Una cima por los dos.
The questioning and wondering is maybe one of the most torturous feelings.
Probably one of the most scary sounds.
¿Cómo te fue?
Bien.
Oh, pollito, dame un abrazo. Qué bestia, eres un duro del maduro. Qué bestia.
Pinche nieve arriba estuvo duras.
Sí, te cacho.
Y luego ya se puso peligrosísimo, así que mejor me di la vuelta.
A mí me gusta el equipo para compartir la tristeza entre todos, la alegría entre todos, las angustias entre todos y las victorias entre todos.
Failure of the big mountains, it is really hard. Topo was feeling this very clear avalanche hazard. He knew from his training and from experience that it was incredibly dangerous up there. There is almost like an inherent conflict or tension between this individual clear goal of standing on top. And then there's this very clear team goal of everyone going home alive.
But there is one type of dangerous that's fun, and that avalanche type of dangerous is not. That's the thing here, it's not just like ching, summits, it's like being up there alone, on our own, deciding where to go. That's the goal.
It was just us, no ropes. We felt like, ooh, you know, the unknown. And it was amazing because somehow it gave me
adventure. It's like total adventure. Totally adventure.
Topo's combination of being both a professional athlete and a mountain guide, it does encourage a different approach to the mountains. There's a selflessness to mountain guiding that is different than our inherent selfishness as professional climbers.
Super excited, also bummed. It's a very complex mix of feelings, but when things get hard, we don't die that easy. I really wanted to join the Romanians if they hadn't made a summit attempt yet. We had this idea, maybe we can team up. And then I hear this news that the guys were caught in an avalanche.
Sometimes you receive a warning from the mountain and you should be aware of it.
Two of them had knives in their chest pockets and just managed barely to cut the tent, escape.
My job is not as a professional climber. I'm a dentist at home. On this route, I'm not sure I will come back ever again. I think the risks are too high and are not worth it for losing your life.
I'm happy that you're okay, guys. You are very strong people. If not,
Fue horrible lo que les pasó a los chicos, pero a la final solo confirmaba que sí, estaba muy peligroso y había mucho riesgo de avalancha allá arriba.
The best decision was to leave the mountain and leave the project open.
I'm always sad when I have to leave the mountains, believe or not. I know that the life is hard here, but I just feel my element. Like everything is just perfect in balance, in perfect balance. Pues es el lugar donde sentimos que aprendemos, que vivimos, que somos parte de este mundo terrenal, digamos.
I find it very impressive how they're able to bring that energy to being in risky places together.
For Adrian and I, we're super inspired by them. We use them a lot as this example of what we aspire to be like.
Es un gran regalo para subir montañas. Pero si a más de eso, que es tu partner, es tu pareja, creo que es un doble regalo.